another My Bourbon Journey review. My name is Scott. Today I have a very unique product from Taconic Distillery. They were nice enough to send this bottle to me for me to do a review of, and I thought I would go ahead and do that for you today. So the story behind this is a bourbon that is infused in maple syrup barrels. So basically these are the used barrels from Taconic Distillery that they send over to Catskill Mountain Sugar House to then fill with maple syrup, allow that to then sit in the barrel for a couple of months, dump that, send that back to Taconic for them to basically sell at the distillery. So from there, they then take those barrels that had originally the bourbon, then the maple syrup, comes back to the distillery, put the bourbon back in that for another couple of months to finish in those barrels, and you end up with this. So this is the double barrel bourbon whiskey with maple syrup. So I'll just do a little quick so you can see this a little closer up. So it is a very interesting product. So before even tasting it, that's something you think that's going to be, very sweet, kind of dessert-like. But before we kind of get into all of that, I wanted to go over the proof and the mash bill and all of that. So again, this is Taconic Distillery, their double barrel bourbon whiskey, and it is a 90 proof bourbon or 45% ABV. The mash bill on this, according to the website, is 70% corn, 25% rye, and 5% barley. So it is a fairly high rye bourbon, or on the higher side. So let's go ahead and we'll get into we'll do as I normally do. We'll kind of show you the color, then we'll get into the nosing, and then we'll get into the tasting part of it. So let's go ahead and I'll show you the color of this right now. So hopefully that comes up. I know it's a little bit. Let's try this. There we go. That's a little better. So you can see it's a really nice copper color. So it is a straight bourbon whiskey. So we know we've got at least a couple years of aging in those barrels. So it is, again, very, very nice color. So now we'll go ahead and we'll get into the nosing of this, and we'll see what we get. So yeah, right up front, you get a really nice sweet corn flavor, or excuse me, a really nice aroma of sweet corn with this. A lot of butterscotch, actually, that's really coming through. Light honey and darker fruits, and also a bit of like a chocolate covered cherry is kind of coming through a lot on this. So it's a really nice, on the nose, really, really pleasant. Smells very sweet. So, and of course you're getting, a lot, I shouldn't say a lot, but a really nice aroma of that maple syrup that's coming through. So that as I kind of, swirl it a little bit, it really starts to kind of come through. Now I have allowed this to sit open or out for approximately 30 minutes. So I've allowed it to kind of open up, get a little oxygen to it and see what it kind of does. So it's really kind of gotten really sweet, so really sweet smelling. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the taste of this. Cheers. So like most of them, what I like to do is, before I make the kind of original assessment or kind of get into the taste of this, I like to try to give this another taste, get it on my palate a little bit more, and then you really start to pick up the flavors of that. So I'll go ahead and give this another taste. So up front, you get a mild amount of heat, nothing that's overwhelming or anything like that. A really nice, that rye is really coming through. It's very, very nice with that flavor. You're definitely getting the hints of the maple syrup, especially in the back of the palate. So as I talk a little bit more, I'm really getting that rye spice, the maple that's really coming through. Some butterscotch there that's coming through again. Light vanilla. And like I was on the palate, I am also getting that dark fruit flavor that's coming through. So the overall flavor of this is fantastic. Something that would be fantastic to sip on. So it's you know, I don't know if this needs really any water at all. Again, at 90 proof, you know, maybe the water, a couple drops of water would open this up a bit, but I'm not really sure, and I really don't want to mess with that part of it very much. So we'll kind of leave it at this. So you know, the finished part of this is, I would say, medium to long. It really wants to stay on the palate for quite some time. So it's really there. So as I continue to even talk a little bit, it's still there. So let's give this another try. Yeah, so the more I sip on this, I would say the more that maple flavor is really coming through. A really nice sipping whiskey. I would imagine also that if this was made with a cocktail, that it would also be fantastic. So again, this is a 90 proof bourbon, finished bourbon, 45% ABV. Again, the mash bill is higher corn, so we're 70% corn, 25% rye, and again 5% barley. So really a really fantastic bourbon. They've done a really nice job with this. So again, really would be incredible to just sip on like I'm doing right now. Fantastic in a cocktail. I'd say either an old fashioned or really good, I think, in a Manhattan. So with that being said, hopefully everybody will enjoy this video. I'll put the links below in the description to Taconic Distillery. Again, I have to say thank you to them for sending this to me. I really appreciate that, and I was happy to do the review for them. So again, all of their information, and I'll put a couple other links to their website and possibly even other YouTube hits showing a little more information on them. So if you find this review helpful, hopefully you'll go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Again, I'm trying to build this. Hopefully these will be something that's useful to people that they're finding useful and appreciate watching. So again, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.